on endophthalmitis? Is it really the end?
Endophthalmitis is a catastrophic complication of any intraocular surgery necessitating urgent management. We present a case of a 67-year-old gentleman diagnosed with suspected endophthalmitis on first day post-cataract surgery based on clinical evaluation and ultrasound sonography. He was planned for an anterior chamber wash with exudative membrane removal, with a vitreous biopsy, debulking vitrectomy, and intravitreal antibiotics as demonstrated in the subsequent video. At the onset, 23 gauge 3 ports were made. AC wash was done with Simcoe cannula. Dense exudative membrane was noted, which was removed with the help of an end grasping forceps and sent for microbiological evaluation. Vitreous biopsy was performed using a cutter with its tip in the pupillary axis as pointed by the finger. Since the tip of the infusion cannula could not be visualized, a handheld infusion cannula, as shown by the arrow, was maintained in position by the assistant and was utilized for irrigation. A debulking vitrectomy was carried out. This was followed by intravitreal injection of vancomycin and a combination of piperacillin tazobactam through the pre-existing 23 gauge ports. The culture came positive for Pseudomonas aeruginosa. Subsequently, there was significant worsening with development of total corneal abscess and a retinal and choroidal detachment. For this, the patient underwent a therapeutic keratoplasty with choroidal drainage with vitrectomy and silicone oil injection as illustrated in the subsequent video. After the 360-degree peritomy, a large corneoscleral trephination was done. Flaring ring was utilized for globe stability. The diseased corneal tissue was excised and the PCRL that was stuck to its undersurface as pointed by the finger got delivered automatically. A large therapeutic graft was sutured and the flaring ring removed. An AC maintainer was utilized for infusion. With the help of a 23 gauge cutter, debulking of the exudates was performed from the anterior chamber and the ciliary body area. Twenty-three gauge 2 ports were made in the superotemporal and the superonasal quadrants. A careful, controlled vitrectomy was initiated. Underlying pre-existing retinal and choroidal detachment was noted as shown by the finger. We also had an hydrogenic break as pointed out. At 7 millimeters from the limbus, we performed choroidal drainage with the help of a MVR blade partially inserted through the sclera in the nasal and the temporal quadrants respectively. Next, we perform a fluid air exchange through the iatrogenic brake to settle the retina, followed by silicone oil injection. On inspection, areas of retinal necrosis and hemorrhage were noted. The peritoneal was closed. Based on the microbiological sensitivity, intravitreal injection of vancomycin and a combination of piperacillin tazobactam was performed. At the end of 2 months, the patient had a reasonably good recovery with a visual acuity of counting fingers 2 meters, an attached retina, and absence of any disease activity. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. What about the follow-up?
I think
How
the
long?
patient has a 1 year follow-up.
1 year.
1 year follow-up till
No
date.
redetachment.
No redetachment, sir. There was that single iatrogenic brake was there, so that we utilized to do the fluid air exchange. We could do a good laser also around it, so no redetachments till date. Patient has a
What
vision.
about oil? Did you put oil?
Yes, sir. Oil.
Oil is still there?
Oil is still there, sir. The patient is aphakic. Oil is still there, and I think has vision of 3 meters.
And you said that in the first surgery you had done a debulking
Debulking.
vitrectomy.
Yes, sir.
Why was the visualization poor during the first surgery?
Yes, sir. The visualization was quite poor because there was a dense membrane was there in the AC that we removed, but still it was still quite poor visualization. So only a core vitrectomy was done to just reduce the amount of bacterial load from the eye.
Visualization was much better than that of the second surgery.
So in the
Second
second surgery,
surgery
because we had an
visualization was
open,
much
because the PKP was done, so the cornea
Thank
was
you.
very clear.
Thank you very
And once we removed all the exudates from the anterior chamber and in the pars plana area, so the things became much more clear. We could go behind and see that.
Why did you take the risk of putting needle through the clear graft which you have put infusion? Has it hasn't affected the
No,
clarity
sir.
of the graft?
No, sir, it's not. Okay. Thank you.